sun will come out again. I promise.
Yo, what's up, guys? This is David. I'm with One Long Thought from Springfield, Missouri. You're checking out the Groove Zone's Black Friday special.
Rock and roll. That's how we do it. So, what's going on? Okay. So, what's new with One Long Thought? What's happening on with you guys?
So we are currently in the studio right now. We've been together for about 2 years, and we have just done a lot of live gigs and live recordings, but we're doing our first professional recording right now.
Cool. So there's an album or a release coming out, and how many tracks are there that are going to be on there?
So we've got 10 tracks planned right now. We're about 2/3 of the way through the process. Everything's sounding really great, really amazing. It's hard to put an exact timeline when we're done, but I think we're looking at a early spring 2023 release, so it's not too far off.
Spring's a good time for new releases.
Great time for releases.
You know, because then you've got your music going through people's heads as they go into summertime.
Yeah, that was my thought process when we were kind of timing it out. We didn't know how long it was going to take, but my thought was always looking for early spring. Get those summer tracks out there for people to jam to.
Nice. Well, now, having known Chris for a little while, a little bit, I kind of know your style usually. It's just kind of in the same vein as far as One Long Thought goes, or you know how much I love to categorize stuff. I've got to put a label on it.
No, and I hear you, but this is something that I really have not been able to put a full label on yet. You know, with my acoustic stuff, I'm like doing my acoustic thing, which is really easy to label. Then, you know, you had my other bands before, which were kind of just a rock vein, like a simply pure rock. These guys have been like bathed in funk. Like my band is a funk band, and like we have put together something that is both edgy and awesome and groovy all at the same time.
Wow. So we're gonna definitely see a different side of you then.
Absolutely, and I've been ready for it.
Especially those that will remember anything having to do with 360.
Absolutely, you know, that was a good successful band. We did a lot of cover tunes. This is a purely original band, and this is the first time that I've been with a band that just wants to do only original tunes, and we don't dip into that cover scene. You know, nice. We really
covers work for some artists. But usually, I think for a lot of artists, though, it does better after their like sophomore or third release or so, when they've already kind of established themselves as whatever it is that they're, you know, their sound and all that. Then consider doing a Christmas album.
Right, that's right. Yeah, doing those kind of covers, those kind of Christmas albums in your own kind of sound once it's been established.
Yeah, exactly. Because fans already know what your sound is and what your style's like. Yep. So funk, that is totally cool. Well, David, let me ask, what are some of your influences?
Some of my personal influences, you know, we're looking at Chili Peppers and Flea were always a really big influence on me. But even then, we're looking at some bands like Incubus. That was always a good influence, not just for me, but I know for our other two bandmates, Derek on guitar and Ricky on drums. Okay. They're huge in Incubus, 311. And then for me, some of my other influences also kind of outside that radar. I'm really big into Primus. You know, Les Claypool's great. Cliff Burton with Metallica, and Metallica in general has always been a good part for me. It's always been kind of hard to categorize this with Derek and Ricky and I, the three of us here in Springfield. We've been playing together for 16 years.
Oh wow!
So we know each other in and out. we can, when we're jamming, just having a free jam, I know where Derek's going to go. I know where Ricky's going to go before they go there.
Right.
And then
right.
we're out there. So it's all really good and cohesive. So our styles have always kind of waved through different kind of genres. We'll have some songs that got a little more funk appeal, a little more, then a little hard rock, and then a little bit of.
This is Mike Score from A Flock of Seagulls with DJ D Phoenix, and this is the Groove Zone.
Yes.
Then a little hard rock, and then a little bit of a little bluesy or a little reggae in there every once in a while.
Nice.
So
very cool. I'm totally stoked to get a chance to hear this now. I'm like really excited.
Yeah.
For your new audience, your new listeners, and all that. If they wanted to check out anything, is there anything available online yet?
So we do have a Bandcamp at the moment. Bandcamp. Just go to onelongthought.bandcamp.
Okay.
There's a 3-song demo we recorded ourselves on a little recorder, and I did a little bit of light mixing and mastering on it.
Okay.
So that's out there and that's available right now.
So
I think that's
One Long
the only
Thought on
place for that
Bandcamp.
right now. Yep.
Okay, cool. Hey, as long as especially the people that are going to just be introduced to you today on the show, they're especially the ones that I always want to make sure that there's some way for them to be able to find you guys. Now, is there a Facebook page or anything happening yet?
So yeah, you can find us on Facebook. We're One Long Thought on Facebook, and also on Instagram at One Long Thought, all spelled out, normal spelling.
Okay.
At both of those social medias, you can find the link to the Bandcamp and any kind of live shows, anything we've got going on in the future. So
Cool. Good, guys. So you've heard that, and so those are the definitely the sites that you want to check out for anything on One Long Thought. So you said you're about 2/3 of the way through the album process right now. Okay,
Yep.
and it's spring release. Are you guys doing any live performances? I mean, obviously not touring or anything, but are you doing any live performances at all yet?
we've been playing, and Chris, you can jump in anytime you want to, but we've been playing shows for the last year and a half or so, just getting around, getting our name out.
Okay.
Because like I said, with Derek, Ricky, and I, we've been in this scene for 16 years, so we know a lot of people with other bands that people have been playing with for these 2 decades. As of right now, there's nothing lined up. We're really trying to focus on getting the album done, get it recorded.
Right. Cool. So, and I don't know how many other of the listeners or watchers today are going to think the same thing, but I think of Springfield, Missouri. And I'm wondering, first of all, how large of a little town is it?
Well, so the county we live in, Greene County, is approximately a population of about 500,000, and then there's about 150 to 200,000 people in Springfield itself.
So
You're kidding me, really?
No, yeah, really, third largest city in Missouri behind St. Louis and Kansas City.
Wow, I had no idea. Okay.
And the way I put it into a perspective in a Washington aspect is you look at the whole area of Olympia, you look at Lacey, you look at Tumwater, you put those all together and you just like crush them into a ball, and you pretty much got Springfield right there.
Okay, so it is decent size.
Absolutely.
Okay, see, because I thought you took my friend Jen to the sticks. I thought you guys were like somewhere out in the boonies there, Chris.
No, the boonies are only like 15 minutes from here. You can go 15 minutes any direction and find them.
Okay. Yeah, because just because you're several states away doesn't mean I can't, still jump on you for, stealing my friend. No.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay, cool. What's that? As you drink.
I was just saying, I understand.
Well,
She's a lovely woman.
I've only been through Missouri. I've never actually spent any time there before. So who knows? Maybe one of these days.
It's not too bad. Come on down.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well,
Welcome.
Tell me to do it again, and I might.
It's Christmas!
Okay, cool. Chris, because I haven't actually had you on. Actually, the last time that you were on with us was when I was still with Free Radio Olympia.
Yes.
It has been 4 years, easily. I'll bet you.
It's been a really crazy 4 years, let me tell you.
Yeah, and actually, now that I think about it, you know what? I think the last time you were on with me, I think those were the Black Friday specials,
It's very possible.
if I remember right. Okay, so wow, happy anniversary, baby.
No,
Um,
4 years strong.
There it is.
Remind the audience or the new audience some of your influences.
So, my influences come from, the late Scott Weiland, early stuff. I always loved Creedence Clearwater Revival, always loved, a lot of great bands. Rob Thomas is a big influence on me. I kind of jump around. I kind of jump around genres. Even like Garth Brooks and things like that as a performer are great influences on me into how I want to conduct myself, like not only on the stage, but also, kind of in the way that I treat my fans and whatnot and friends, so that kind of goes with, without saying sometimes.
Well, yeah, but it always helps. It never hurts to say though too. Okay, and I knew that your tastes were pretty varied. Just out of curiosity, though, what Depeche Mode song did Scott cover?
Did Scott cover?
Scott Weiland. Yeah, of Stone Temple Pilots did it.
Oh, yes. That's, you know what? I can't even, I'm trying to remember.
The 10-second timer is on.
My goodness.
Off the Black Celebration album.
Dude, and it was.
Where's Jen? Where's Jen
Dude,
when you
I know, seriously. It wasn't Enjoy the Silence, was it?
But not
Because
tonight.
Yes.
But Not Tonight by Depeche Mode. And Scott
But
did an
Not
incredible
Tonight.
cover of that.
Man, well, he is one of my guys. I know, and I dropped the ball this time, but that's
That's your homework.
Lane Staley as well.
Interstate Love Song has some incredible mixes of it. Actually, I always make sure, even on the radio project, Stone Temple and Scott actually were both in rotation. Yeah, so
Nice.
Nice influences.
You are checking out the Groove Zone live. This is Chris from One Long Thought.
Rock and
What
roll.
about Missouri weather? If you don't like it, wait a couple hours.
Really? I think they say
Yeah.
that. I really do.
I think
I
they probably,
say that.
I think they probably do, but it's at least pretty true here. I feel like.
Okay. Okay.
It'll
Just out of
snow
curiosity.
1 week and then be 70 degrees the next.
Really?
Yeah.
And part of that though is because of where you're located though too, I would imagine, because you're kind of in that mid range. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we're in that weird kind of temperate zone. There's a little plateau that messes up all the weather around here. So,
Okay. Okay.
no big deal.
Just out of curiosity, what is the homeless situation like in Springfield?
It's not great. There's I couldn't tell you any exact numbers, but there's a decent population. And then some of the more historic services we put on, there's a place called that used to be around called The Kitchen, the Missouri Hotel. Those were really good services that were recently actually shut down for one reason or another. I think The Kitchen ended up relocating, but Missouri Hotel, which was a big housing place, for overnights or cold shelter place, it closed down a few years ago, and they never did the door to replace it.
That's not needed at all.
No, not at all.
But you don't really see as much of a presence of homeless here as you do in the Olympia area, like we were used to in the Washington State area. Like
Really?
and I don't know really what the element is that changes that dynamic, but there are some days where you'll see them, but most days it's pretty clear of their presence. Like they have places where they kind of circulate, or they just centralize.
Right.
That's where they stay. They kind of stick to themselves almost.
Wow. Just an FYI, Chris, the Sylvester Park area and
Yes.
streets around it, including, in fact, I was just driving around. I went down and did a bunch of flyer plastering yesterday. and this guy's got his stuff strewn all up Capitol Boulevard, just right up from the park, and it's just like, where? I don't know. Actually, that maybe I should stop right there because we could go on about this for a long time.
Yeah, where my city gone, right?
Oh my God, yeah. No, I was just kind of curious as far as like Springfield, because especially this time of year, I always think about, the people that are out there. I mean, I step out for a cigarette for 2 minutes and I'm frozen. And I keep thinking it's like, I can walk back into a place, thank God, that's warm, but not everybody can. So,
well, we still do have it some places. I don't remember where they are now because I used to work in, not with homeless people, but doing services, social services and stuff like that. So we do have some places, but not nearly enough, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, and I think that's almost how it is. Even in the larger cities, that's how it is. There's just
across the board
too large of a problem for what's available. Okay. A little bit ago that I was going to take this on a different kind of conspiracy theory wing, so let's do that.
Oh yeah.
Now, if I've got my cryptozoological information correctly, I believe that somewhere out in your forests or in your woods is something by the name of Momo.
Momo's not one I've heard.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to check my facts now, but I'm pretty sure that you guys have your own version of Sasquatch down there.
See, that was my guess. Is we're not quite skunk ape territory because I know skunk ape's a little further south than us.
Right.
But there was a Bigfoot convention that was here and they said that they're in this area. There are sightings.
I'll have to ask my brother-in-law because he's in the Sasquatch and the cryptids and stuff like that.
Really? Okay. Ask him about Momo.
Well, he might. I'll drop the name Momo and I'll along.
See what he says.
So
now this is interesting. Falk, Arkansas was actually just in the news a couple days ago. And if you know anything about the whole Sasquatch legend, there's a movie from the 70s called The Legend of Boggy Creek, which is the Falk.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, something's been going on down in that area again. Anyway, we just ended a podcast of 2 years where we dissected all this stuff. There's some creepy stuff out there, kids.
Oh yeah. You gotta be careful, especially out here. And if you get too far in the sticks down here, you never know what you're going to run into.
Okay, let me ask you this, because you're not all that far from its origin. Are either of you familiar with Dogman?
I've heard about Dogman, again, from my brother-in-law. He's talked about Dogman. There's some books he's read about him, some podcasts he's listened to. Maybe listen to your podcast. I don't know.
This thing's a little scarier than Sasquatch, and Sasquatch has a tendency to be a little bit on the spooky side too. But Dogman, though, yeah, that we're talking like ancient lore kind of stuff, and it makes me wonder: is there a hellmouth that has opened up recently that has spewed these things into our reality? Chris, you're a little quiet. Dogman, and do you know what I'm speaking about?
I don't, but man, if you're talking about like a hell rift opening up and spewing stuff out, man, wow.
Okay, check this out. And I'm talking, this is across the nation and in other areas. We've actually been getting reports of them from the Mount Rainier area.
Oh wow.
Werewolves is the only way that I can describe them. Yeah. Actually, this is what's trippy. 15 miles south of here, 2 sightings within the course of a short period of time. Something bounding over the road late at night that was bipedal, but there wasn't Sasquatch and wasn't a man and wasn't a complete wolf.
Oh, wow.
That raises some questions.
Things that make you go.
I'm telling you, Momo, kids, Momo. Or Whoa, one of the two. Anyway, okay. So with all that aside, well, one more thing, and then we'll cut to the chase, and I'll let you kids out of here. David, let me ask you first. Has there ever been a time when you've looked up in the sky or out there somewhere and seen something that you can't explain, that you're not really sure what it was, but you know it wasn't a plane?
Not so much here recently. There was maybe a time when I was a teenager, maybe 15, 16. Looking up, let's see, a ball that was a little too big to be a star, but wasn't flashing, wasn't moving a whole lot, so it probably wasn't a plane. Definitely wasn't a helicopter. Didn't hear anything. Then it's there, and then a few seconds later, done.
Okay. Okay. Chris.
So this takes me, you know, I lived in the middle of the woods for a long time in my life. So this takes me back out there. So my parents were driving us into town, and we're like in the middle of absolute nowhere, Shelton, Washington, out past the garbage dump, 3.5 miles. You know, like let's just go there. It's all dirt roads.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So anyway, we're driving into town, and I look up, and there's lots of stars out, and like that's just how it was. Like there were always, you know, mad stars out, but there was a circular section of sky that was just completely devoid of stars, and there were little concentric lights that were in a circle out there. And I looked up, and I tried to get people's attention on it, but you know, like there was a lot of like talk about me being like a far speaker or something like that, somebody that talks a little too much about things that are reaching for things that could be. So like, I don't think anybody really took it as seriously as I did, but you know, I've always held on to that vision. I mean, it wasn't just something that would have been like a plane or a jet. It was a huge portion of the sky that was just completely devoid of stars at that point in time. Absolutely.
Wow. What time of year?
It was towards the winter time, you know, like there were really clear skies out there, you know, during the winter time, and you know, just I don't know, it was just amazing. It really took my breath away.
How long was it in your sight line?
You know, for a really long portion of time. I mean, like we had to go through woods to get to town. So like I saw it as we were going through. The trees kind of blocked it, but I kept eye contact with it as the trees were passing by. So like all the way until we got like to Ells Hill Road, which was the main thoroughfare, or Shelton Matlock Road, which was the main thoroughfare there.
Okay. Wow. And nobody's gonna believe you if you tell them. That's what's messed up. You know.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Well, so much for
now
Red Wolf, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, interesting, cool. And Chris, that's something that I've never asked you before, so I appreciate your answers. So what I want to do, because we've covered the music, we do know where to send them, which is to find you guys on Bandcamp and Facebook. So guys, I want you to check out One Long Thought, and keep your eyes open because there's some cool stuff coming up from them really soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Plus, you can already hear what they've got out. Up from them really soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Plus, you can already hear what they've got out there already. So, let's do this from each of you. Give me a word to the world. Anybody that's watching today, what would you have to say to them? Whether it's music related, whatever. Chris, let's start with you.
Enjoy live music. Please go out there. Please check out your local venues. Please be a part of your local scene. That is what's keeping music going right now. That is the only thing that is bringing people together in some circumstances. So please be a part.
No doubt. And regardless of where you're living, there's local music happening everywhere.
Everywhere.
No doubt. Okay, David, what's your word?
Well, Chris stole my words, so I'll have to find a new one. Not only support your local artists, but support One Long Thought. I really appreciate anybody who comes, checks us out, sticks around. So to go beyond that, not just support your local music, but support your community, support your local communities. It's easy to get lost in the woods on some of the big things, but we focus on the little things in your areas, your communities. You can not only make your life better, but everybody's life better.
No doubt, no doubt. And David, I think I totally forgot to ask you when we started the conversation today, what instrument do you play?
I'm the bass player.
See, that's what I was wondering, especially when you were talking about Primus.
Yeah.
And some of the other artists, I'm like, these are some real bass heavy artists that he's, and I didn't get, okay, so you're the bassist. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got a nice little 6-string Ibanez that I got about a year ago. It's my baby. It's like playing a 2x4, but I enjoy it.
Very cool. Okay, cool. And One Long Thought is how many guys?
Just the 4 of us.
4. Okay. Awesome. Totally looking forward to it. In fact, I'm gonna have to check you guys out. Done here. Cool. Well, I don't know what the rest of your day looks like. What do you got going on? What happens from here?
Well, I've got some promotional material ideas and stuff I want to run by Chris, since we're in the business of talking music, so we might as well look to the future of like an album artwork and how we're going to promote the music and like we're big on, we want to get some really cool art out there. So we're reaching out to some local artists and all that, try to get something good out there from somebody to help not just get our name out there, but get another local person's name out there.
No doubt. Yeah, definitely. That's what the collaboration is for. Where are you guys at right now, by the way?
We're at David's house.
My house. I got
Okay. Yeah. And I only asked that because the angle, I thought maybe you were like in an IHOP or like a restaurant or something.
Yeah, no.
Shoney's.
Okay, cool. Well, hey,
We have enough of Shoney's.
that's
Don't worry about it.
it's in Missouri.
Deep cut. That's a deep cut.
Oh, okay, there we go. Guys, thank you so much for putting some time aside. I totally appreciate this.
No, thanks for having. No,
Absolutely.
You bet.
You
bet. Oh, you know what? I just realized. No doubt. Okay, well, guys, thank you again. Like I said, so much. Totally appreciate this. I do need pictures. Well, guys, once again, like I said, you've been watching the Groove Zone's Convos, the Black Friday specials here on the Groove Zone Network at facebook.com/GrooveZoneOly. And I'm DJ D Phoenix coming to you from Olympia, Washington today. It is Friday, November 25th. And the day after, it's Black Friday. Once again, thank you to Chris and David of One Long Thought for hanging out. Totally appreciated this. Do check them out though, and don't go anywhere. We got more stuff coming up right after this, so we'll be right back. Thanks, guys.
Hi, David Sterry from Real Life here. You're on Neo Retro. How fabulous is that? Ow!
Rock and roll.
Ow!
Love it.